Welcome back. It's another game of Axis and Allies League, and today I'm playing Konradian, which is a player I don't believe I have played before. If I do, I don't remember, so let's take a look at their ranking. So it looks like they're mid to high platinum here. Top 100 plat. So it looks like they're Axis based on. Well, no, their Axis is much better this season than the last. Yeah, it's kind of. I guess they're pretty balanced in both sides. So, talked about our opponent. Let's jump into the game. Oh, that is not a pretty sight. Ugh. That is a disgusting start. I only took out two. Oh, I hate these sort of starts. Alright, well, kind of forces our hand. Forces our hand with the tank rush. Forces our hand. When they get a start that strong, you just have to tank rush because you can't. You're risking your planes, you're just risking a huge stack of units, and it's just, in my opinion, too risky otherwise to try to lightly trade that, because you're going to leave a big stack of units behind no matter what. Since I think our start is sufficiently terrible, I'm going to do the double sub attack. It only works 1 out of 3 times where you kill it and your guy survives. But when you are this far behind, you have to make sacrifices somewhere. You have to take riskier plays than you normally would. Oh yes, these tanks. Of 5 hit. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. That's not good either. We are not off to a good start. This game's probably a loss with a start like this. Well, that's how it goes sometimes. Oh, I should have included that tank too. That was a mistake. I'll put these guys here for more Ukraine pressure. Not that I think I'm going to have an opportunity to do much there. I don't think I do want to add that extra tank, actually, now that I think about it. This is just a really juicy slab of meat for him, and by adding an extra tank, it will only increase the odds that he can not one-round me. Because what I kind of have to hope for is that he hits this, and he kills everything in one round, and then I can mop up his leftovers. Whereas if I have fewer units, he has to maybe only go one round here. Chugging along. Alright, that's it for now. See you guys next time for Japan 1. Welcome back. It's Japan 1, and let's take a look at what Konradian has done. So, he did a pretty weird build, aircraft carrier, submarine fighter, and that means he's putting a lot less units in India. You know, his mobilization was, yeah, he only put 2 units in India, which is a little strange to me. So not quite sure what's going on there. Let's take his combat. Took France, makes sense. Killed the free transport. No hitbacks in Season 61. And he kind of spread his navy all around in a little bit of a provocative position. So it's important to note a couple things at this point in the game. The first thing is that we are behind. Our position is not good, and we're going to have to take some risks. So I'm going to do the fighter, 2 transports, 2 infantry. It's kind of my go-to play when I suspect a KJF or some sort. It doesn't slow you down too much because you got the fighter, and it gives you a little bit more defense. So I'm going to do a Pearl Harbor Light. I don't really want to because I'm like, oh, there's a free transport. But I don't think I can afford to go for it. I think I have to make more happen than that to stay relevant in this game. I'm not going to put the tank down here because there's no chance of me stacking anything after him getting 100% hitbacks. Really want to hit that freebie, but I simply can't afford to do so. I think I'll send the destroyer here instead of the battleship because I want to zone out these submarines. I don't want them to be able to sit on top of me and do whatever they want. There's a risk that I miss with everything, but I think that's a risk I have to take. I have to get value in excess of average to come back in this game. I can't just maintain the status quo. Oh, it only gets worse, doesn't it? Oh, son of a gun. Yeah, this game game's looking like a loss more and more. You can't have, against competent opponents, you can't have a start like this. Yunnan was very important because he bought so few units for India. I'd have a good chance of taking India or pressuring it heavily, but since I lost 3 units there, that's no longer in the cards. Oh, it gets worse. Pearl Harbor Lights. This can go wrong pretty quickly. This is really bad. I can't just retreat, because if I retreat with the bomber, I have to land it in Wake Island, which means it's going to die from a battleship bombard. So it means I have to go again or just retreat with the fighter. Wow, greedy bloke. Sacrificed the fighter first, which is good for us. That was, in my opinion, an error in his defense profile, so instead of totally screwed, we're only lightly screwed now. So that was a little bit of luck. Heaven knows we need it. Oh, this start's just overall awful, though. And we can't take advantage of his strange India build. I think buying a sub is almost always a mistake, because a tank can give you more pressure, and it's just not a build I'm super comfortable with. I think I'll change my build back to default, not protecting the carrier. I mean, he can still hit this, but he won't have good odds. Alright, that's it for now. I'll see you guys next time for Germany 2. Welcome back, it's Germany 2. Let's take a look what our opponent did. So, looks like he's planning to go with a kill Japan first, which was heavily suspected by the way he did his original buy. Took Morocco. Bought 4 infantry, 4 artillery for Russia. Killed that transport. Went for Buryatia. Hit Ukraine, and it looks like he got pretty terrible luck. Hit Bulgaria, failed there, so it looks like he was a little bit greedy, like he went for, no, where'd he go, Belorussia. He didn't include all of his artillery here, and we got exceptionally good luck, because you can see there's only like 10 infantry, and those are the only real muscles, so a little bit of luck there on our part, and we certainly need it, because we've kind of been getting trounced otherwise. So, for this turn, I'm just going to buy 14 infantry, because they're doing a kill Japan first. It's very evident, and I'm going to try to just send as much infantry as I can in time to take out Moscow, hopefully by turn 6 or 7, and stall with Japan. So let's get to it. I'm going to hit there. Let's try to take this out as cheaply as possible. I believe he only has 6 infantry, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 units. Will I be safe here? I will be safe if I land the Japanese fighters here. So let's put a little marker here to remind me to do that. Let's blitz back here. I'm a little tempted to just push forward and, you know, take this to try to get him to hit here so I can take India, but my Japan turn was just terrible. You know, I lost 3 units in Yunnan, and my dice have just been bad, and I don't really feel like I have the room to go for a India 3, and I also lost this fighter in Pearl, so I think I'm just going to slow play it there rather than shove and hope I get good results. All right, I think that should do it. Everything whiffed, and he gets a hit back because I whiffed. Can never have too much overkill, I'm telling you. Move all of them here. I think I have enough units to put the fear of God in him. Let's move all of these guys here. I'll move some tanks there. Some tanks there, enough to let him know that it's not safe to attack this. Move an anti-aircraft gun up into Karelia to keep it safe from the British. And we went from me considering conceding to what I would consider a respectable position. Little thin with Japan, but since we did Pearl Harbor, we're going to delay his progress, hopefully by a bit, and give us enough time to get enough income with Japan to have income parity with the United States to make it very slow going for them taking the islands, and by then, hopefully, Moscow will have long been taken. Alright, let me check my defense profile. All default, that looks good. I'm wondering if I should have added an extra fighter here. Not sure. But I'll make do. Do I want to add any extra units here? I don't think he's liable to attack that, because it'd be 4 versus 4 with an AA gun. That'd be a pretty dicey fight for him. I don't think he'll take that when he has freebies that he can take. But you never know. And if he does hit France and wipe it, we should be alright. Okay, well, it's amazing how one turn of the dice can take a game from you're considering conceding to we're back in it. Alright, well that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys again for Japan 2. Welcome back, it's Japan 2. Let's take a look at what Konradian did. So, looks like he purchased a battleship, a destroyer, and 2 infantry. So he's going full kill Japan first commitment. I almost never encounter it where the United Kingdom buys a fleet like this, so this should be interesting. For combat, he hit Algeria, and he got pretty good results. He only lost 3 units, and he killed 5, so he got good results there. He's going to clean out Africa, but on the plus side, I get to keep all this Europe income, and it looks like, I'm guessing he's going to move that fleet down there. I'm not entirely sure what his plan is. He took Burma, no losses. So, for this turn, I need to accomplish 2 things. One, I need to get at least 1 fighter here in order to make it bad odds for Russia to hit that. Not that I think they will hit it, but, you know, they might. So let's make sure that we don't give them an out. And I had a couple options. So I could hit this. It's a 72% chance to clear, but I don't really want to, because if I clear it, that's nice and all, but it doesn't really set me up for anything. It's going to be a Pyrrhic victory, and the US is going to mop me up. So instead, I'm just going to stack my fleet here to say, hey, if you want to take C-Zone, if you want to take the East Indies, I'm going to smash your fleet. I'm going to hopefully send him back or force him to buy more fleet. And I just want to buy Germany as much time as possible to wipe out Moscow, and then, you know, let them clean up before, you know, the US and UK get too much traction against Japan. So for my purchase, 4 infantry, 2 subs to help me trade against Navy, and a fighter. Okay, so first I'm gonna hit that. I would like to hit here. This fight's a little bit on the risky side. I originally wanted to place more units down here. I wanted to, place more units to take Buryatia, but you have to be careful because there's a little trick he can do. Next turn, if he hits this stack I'm gonna have with his sub, and then he hits C-Zone 62, the transport, the sub will die, the fighter will die, but he'll sink both of my units, which is not what I want. Actually, I wonder if I should just hit this with everything. I don't think he'll be able to clear it. Put some India pressure on him. The downside of this move is if he gets 2 hitbacks, that sets me back a lot. But I don't want to allow him to kill both my transports. If he wants to sacrifice a submarine and a fighter, it's going to be for 1 transport, not 2. Because I think I would kill 2 Japanese transports for a sub and a fighter. At least in his situation, because he doesn't need to be efficient. He just needs to cripple Japan enough for the US to mop up. At least that's what I believe his plan is. Alright, so I think we got everything we need going here. This should be safe. Yeah, he has a 10% chance to clear if I put everything there. Not the best odds for him. And if he takes that and wins, then so be it. Success. This is the more important fight, though. If he gets... Oh, thank goodness. If he gets 2 hit backs, it really sucks. 1 hit back isn't great, but I can live with it. Okay. I'll move these blokes there so we can't take them out. I'll move 1 there just to defend the fighter. I'm gonna defend West Russia. Now, I don't particularly want to put 2 here. I think I'm just going to move it here to have more planes in range of the UK fleet. I left it here because I don't want him to take his Russian fighter and just pop me. Pop my poor bomber. For free. And I think we're in good shape. Maybe we're not in great shape, but I think I'm not used. Usually, when I fight Kill Japan first, at least what I try to do, or when I play it, is I use like the first turn to just. First turn or 2 just to sack my planes and boats in the Pacific to soften Japan up for the US. And then I full focus on trying to take out Germany. And I had a pretty bad start with, losing my fleet and him having basically everything up for free. So after that, I buy a bunch of transports for UK and try to just delay Germany, force them to stack France, take their Norway income, reduce and slow down their pressure to allow Moscow to live till like turn 7, ideally 8 or 9, to give me enough time to, cripple Japan enough and to take on, Germany, because they're a monster once they take Moscow. But he's going super heavy into the Navy investment. And it'll be interesting to see how that plays out, because usually when you do that, or at least in my experience, it makes it so you don't have enough pressure on Germany to, delay Moscow. Because the way things are looking, I might be taking out Moscow turn 5, maybe even turn 4, depending. But we'll just have to see. Alright, just want to make sure that this is safe. Should be. Alright, moving on. Put those cute little subs there. Still have some more infantry, because what we want to do is we want to equalize the income between the United States and Japan as quick as possible. So that will allow us to stall them almost indefinitely. I mean, the Russians will nip away at you, or not the Russians, England will nip away at you with their India production, but you can stall them for a very, very long time if they don't get some early momentum on you. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time for Germany 3. Welcome back, it's Germany 3. Let's take a look at what Konradian did. So, for the USA, he bought another aircraft carrier, fighter, 2 destroyers, full kill Japan first, combat took Algeria. Russia, 8 infantry. Looks like they're playing this just eternal. So I was looking at this board and my first thought is, oh, I can sea line that schmuck, but I can't. I don't have enough air force remaining to do something like that. So I was considering, should I buy plane? Should I buy tank? Should I try to just kill him as fast as possible, do a timing push, or should I just slow play it and just throw infantry at him? Once I get Caucasus, I'm just going to buy 4 artillery a turn, and we'll see, you know, we'll take him out when we take him out. And my consensus was, I think I'm just going to buy a bunch of infantry. Well, Japan has been better. I think I should be able to easily stall, you know, prevent them from taking over too much of Japan by the time I can take out Moscow. So I'm just going to buy a bunch of infantry. I'm just going to creep forward. I'm going to take these places from Japan because I really don't have that many Japanese units and I'd like to preserve them as much as possible. Let's try and suicide dive that tank. I was considering, like, oh, should I just do a 1-round strafe with the battleship and the 2 fighters just to try to get something, but that's too risky. If he gets 3 hitbacks, he has like a 50% chance of getting 3 hitbacks, so I think I'll skip out on that. Kind of just have a coward's turn. Other than going for that tank at least. To try and make India a little bit skinnier. I wonder if I should send a tank instead of an infantry there. That's an interesting idea. I think I might just do that. Have a little bit more mobility there. I should be able to stack this, no problem, right? Yeah, no problem stacking that. Yeah, not a very action-packed turn. And hopefully, if everything goes well, this gives me an example of why you don't really want to do a kill Japan first. It's just too slow. Alright, got the average result. Why I don't think kill Japan first is a good idea. I'm just gonna double stack here around. He has no pressure on Norway, so I don't really need to worry about these blokes, do I? Where do I want these fighters? This should be secure, right? You can hit that with 2 land units, 3 planes. Yeah, that's reasonably secure. So where do I want these boys? I want them to be in range to hit Persia. So I think I'll keep them stacked in Karelia so I can still maintain an attack there on Sea Zone 8 if I want, so he can't split up his fleet too greedily. I should be able to hit Persia and land in Caucasus. And hopefully everything is good. These guys will go to Caucasus. I think I'll try to let's see, it's turn 3, this will be 4, 5. I'll go for a turn 6 timing. So after this, I'll start buying tanks and planes to give myself a little bit more range in post-game. because after Moscow falls, that's when the second phase of the game begins, and your first order of business is to get enough planes to get rid of this Atlantic fleet by the UK. Then you can push your full effort into taking Africa, India, reclaiming Asia. Alright. Let me check my defense profile. Default, good. Alright. 51 IPCs, not too shabby. And, well, we're ahead after our turn, but that's to be expected. But where this really hurts is starting next turn, Russia's going to be on poverty finance. Yeah. Okay. Feeling pretty good about our position. Japan's going to start taking a beating, but hopefully Germany can finish them off before it gets too bad. Alright, well that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys next time for Japan 3. Welcome back. It's Japan 3. Let's take a look at what Konradian did. So, bought an aircraft carrier, destroyer, infantry fighter, still going full on hardcore against Japan. So he took Northwestern Europe, he took Egypt, he took the East Indies, and this turn actually took me quite a long time to sit around and think, what's my best move here? And I juggled around a couple ideas. The first idea was, I sacrifice a transport to take back East Indies. I pull back to block the U.S. But then I thought, next turn he'll just retake East Indies, then he'll destroyer block me, and I'll never get it back. And then I'm like, well, what if I, place them here? But I can't camp out here anymore because he has odds on my fleet. I have a lot of air, but not a lot of defense. So that's not going to work. And at the end of the day, I came to the conclusion that in my opinion, my best option is to just slam into this UK fleet. I have an 82% chance to clear. Sacrifice a transport here. This transport's going to die, probably offloading, I don't know, to Kiangsu or something. And buy 2 bombers, so no matter where he attacks with this transport, I'm able to kill off those infantry. So if he wants to take Manchuria or Philippines, my bombers can just snipe them. And then he's like, well, I got the Philippines, but he has no more transports. I mean, he has this one, but that's 2 turns away. So that even though I'm kind of sacrificing my navy, he's going to be dramatically slowed down in making any progress taking my islands. So I'm going to buy 4 infantry to keep Japan safe, and then some bombers. Can you reach just 1, 2, 3? He can't. Okay, I like that. At first I was like, oh, maybe I should put it here to zone to possibly go to Madagascar, but that's not very likely because he's going to be sending the destroyer this way, so that won't do me much good. Then I'm going to send absolutely everything I have and the kitchen sink here. does the computer say my odds are? Favorable. Well, I sure hope they're favorable. Maybe I will send this bloke here. And my reasoning behind that is he might not send his units forward to here because I'm going to have my, assuming I win this, I should have a bomber and a battleship left over. With average, no, 2 battleships, a bomber, and a fighter left over are the average results. So he's probably not going to want to go here, and then I can maybe take Madagascar and gain a little bit more income, depending on how things turn out. Make sure I'm taking everything I should. The tank is going to Soviet Far East and Yakut. Is it showing Yakut? Where's Soviet Far East? There we go. Alright. Let's see how she goes. Kind of hate these. Oh, come on. Don't tell me it's one of these. Phew. Oh, that's nice. This is the the nail biter. Well, probably about round what I should have gotten. Okay. Now let's see, I have 4 more hits. So obviously I'm going to be killing the destroyer. He has 5 more units. I'm going to sacrifice them. These fighters are going to die no matter what. That makes me think. Let's see, next turn I should get 4 or 5 hits, so I should wipe out his entire fleet. So, and he should get 3 hit backs. That should be fine. 3 hit backs on those planes. I have 7. We have 6. Okay, that should be for the best. I don't want to, like, keep an aircraft carrier alive, and unless I got really good results. Okay. Wow, that was terrible, but it was all I needed. Okay, so that was a pretty good result. I got 2... Let's see. The calculator says that was a top 34% result. So we got some extra fighters surviving, which is not bad. So let's pull these guys back. I'll put 1 there. I'll put 1 here. Keep a little bit of pressure on those units. Where do I want to land these is the question. Let's pull those blokes back. This should make this IPC negative, right? Well, technically he can drop there. So I probably should put... should put at least one fighter there. That should make it a terrible attack for him. Excuse me. This guy's going to die. Where do I want to unload? Maybe I'll keep one infantry here. Maybe I'll keep, yeah, one infantry there in case he wants to go for here. I want to protect Manchuria. I want to make sure if he lands, like in Manchuria or Kiangsu, he can't hold it for a turn and drop a complex. That's what I'm trying to prevent. Pretty happy with how that turn went, though, overall. Just want to make sure he can't actually take France, Japan here. Yeah, I bought 4 infantry, that's 6 infantry, 2 bombers. His odds of capture are, with the land units die last, 1.7%. I am okay with giving him those kind of odds. Wish I could have killed that transport, because he'll probably just try to take East Indies again, but there's not much I can do to stop that. I'll leave one guy here. Do I want to leave a guy here? I don't... Maybe I don't actually want to leave someone there. Because if he wants to stack Burma, I really have no way to contest it. Yeah, if he just moves his full stack forward, I can't stop him. All my transports are about to die. So it doesn't make sense to stack there. Alright. Well, this is the best I could come up with. I think this is... I mean, it guarantees that Japan's going to lose control of the islands, but there's really no way I could have held everything the way he's going full throttle with all those, purchases by the UK, and he went so full throttle he only has a tank left in the United Kingdom. I mean, how pitiful is that? So, I think we're doing... Japan's just stalling to the best they can. And what's my income at now? 42 compared to the US's 40. So I think we're going to be able to stall for more than long enough for Germany to take out Russia. Because next turn I'll probably buy some tanks in Berlin. Then that will align with these 10 infantry coming in here to hopefully take out Moscow. Turn, let's see, that would be 4, 5, 6, turn 6 at the latest. Okay, well that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time for Germany 4. Welcome back, it's Germany 4. let's take a look at what Konradian did. So, it looks like he purchased some transports with the US. Killed our transports for free, as we expected. Wasn't happy about it, but looks like he took Philippines, no losses. Lost a unit in Kazakh. And it looks like I should, unless I'm very unlucky, be able to kill off these Philippine guys with my bombers next turn. And greatly delay him taking any more islands. Yeah, it's going to take 1, 2 more turns before he can take any more islands, which should give Germany more than enough time to take out Russia safely. So, for this turn, I'm going to buy 8 land units, and I'm going to buy 2 bombers. I may... No, I think I'll keep that purchase. And what I'm going to do here... I'm not going to bother taking, going into Africa yet. I'm also not going to leave an infantry here because he doesn't own any tanks, so he's going to have to lose an infantry if he wants to hit there. I guess I can just add all of these guys here. Because I'll just move these 3 blokes into France and that should keep plenty safe. Alright, that should be good. Should have pretty good odds on Moscow next turn. Even if he adds everything, I'll have like a 90 or so % chance to clear next turn. I think I had like a 66% chance to take it this turn, but why take the risk? Shame I lost that infantry. Okay. Let's keep moving these guys around to try and maximize the amount of units I can send. Let's see, can he hit here? Can he hit this fighter? Maybe it's safer here. One, two, three, four, 5. He could hit the... No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I suppose he could hit that with his bomber. Alright, I'll place it here. Be safer. I'm going to keep these 2 infantry here, just as a deterrent for him to try and attack anything. This should be safe. Yeah, he has just 1 tank. I don't think I even need that tank there, but can't really go anywhere else useful. Should be very safe with Berlin. Yeah, 4 there, 2 there, handful in Berlin. think will be good. Just get scared sometimes at these situations that I'm missing something. I'm afraid to lose Moscow and lose this game. But you can only hit it with one tank and a fighter. A cruiser shot too, I suppose. Okay, and we'll have Moscow in turn 6 by the latest, maybe even next turn. Now, you guys might be thinking, hey Blacktide, if you really wanted to maximize your Moscow odds, why didn't you just buy 2 tanks there? You know, to blitz into Moscow and do some other fancy stuff. And the reason for that is I'm not trying to do anything desperate here. If I take Moscow next turn, it's a 90% chance. If I take it the turn after this, it's a 100% chance. I feel in a very comfortable position. Japan, it's going to be minimum 3 to 5 turns before the U.S. has all the money islands and starts landing over here on the coast and really starts causing problems. And even at that point, you're still usually advantaged unless they have a lot of pressure over here as the axis. So I'm just trying to take it slow, make sure bad dice don't lose me the game, and prepare for the post-game. And you prepare for the post-game by having a lot of bombers to try and zone out their navy. So I'm buying this air early in anticipation of the post-game rather than trying to buy tanks, which are only going to be useful for taking Moscow and have dramatically reduced utility afterwards. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys next time for Japan 4. Welcome back, it's Japan 4. Let's take a look at what Konradian did. So he bought 4 infantry and 3 destroyers. Combat, he killed the free transport and took Norway. Now this turn took me a long time to think about, because I really had 2 big options. One, I can hit the C-Zone 48, and I have a 87% chance to clear at a 41.5 IPC average profit. Huge gains, huge gains. And the other option I have is to pick off these transports, try and clear this transport here as well. And it was a really tough choice for me because this is a huge gain. But at the same time, if I do that, he's going to take this island 2 or 3 turns before he should. And when I thought about it, I said, okay, if I wipe this fleet, what happens? What happens is the U.S., I kill the fleet, the U.S. clears it up with their 4 fighters, you know, everything. I lose most likely the battleships that will remain. Then the UK stacks here, and then he takes the islands, and I haven't really accomplished that much. I mean, yes, I killed his fleet, but my job isn't to kill the fleet. My job is to slow the US down from reinforcing Asia for as long as possible. So I decided instead that I'm going to buy an industrial complex, and I'm going to buy 2 bombers, and that I'm going to skip this fleet to take out his transports instead. Because in my opinion, that is the best way forward for me. And I'm going to hit C-Zone 30, actually. I'm going to try and do a sneaky strafe here on this place. I want to soak up a battleship shot and then retreat, if possible. If it's not possible, I am absolutely going to let that battleship, submarine, or whatever die. Don't care about them. Okay, let's get the show on the road. I sure hope this doesn't fail. Let me just, for laughs, put in what the odds of the bombers failing are. It's a 98% clear. Okay. Second thought. Where would it be a better spot to retreat from? No, this is a better spot. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. No, actually, they're both equal. So this will be a better spot because it gives me more coverage here. He can reach this spot in 3 flight paths, no matter which place I go. Though one of them will force him to go here, but it doesn't make much of a difference. Maybe I should have only hit Burma with 1 infantry instead of 2. Well, that's not what I wanted. Only got 2 hits. Well, sometimes your dice get a little too good. I was hoping for like 2 hits and then to retreat, because now he can just hit this battleship with his battleship, and that's not what we want. Well, I don't think I can retreat here because he can hit this with his bomber, so I have to push forward. Nice. All right. And the most important battle, the Philippines. 98% chance. Excellent. We keep all our bombers. That's even better. Okay, well, I can't complain about that turn. Everything went pretty darn near perfect with the exception of 35, but, you know, could be worse, right? Let's start moving our units. Maybe this way? Maybe I'll just leave everyone there. I'll try to put as many planes as I can here in French Indochina to discourage him from going for C-Zone 35. I don't think it will work, but you know, I'm pretty darn happy about him spending all of his IPCs on destroyers here rather than to reinforce his fleet over in the Atlantic to pick apart Germany, because that's really what usually loses you the game. Is at least in Kill Japan First, is when the UK has a big navy here and they keep battering you on the coast while US hits you here, and you know they force you to divide your attention too much, and that's not what Germany wants. So since he has such a weak fleet over here, once I take out Moscow, I should be able to build up a powerful fleet very quickly. All right. I think that's fine. Guess I'll move this infantry downwards. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that turn. I think this was the better play, to not hit this fleet. You know, we killed the transports. He's not going to take the islands for a long time. Of course, I'm giving complete, you know, next turn I'll probably never have a chance to hit his navy again as Japan, but I think that's alright. Sometimes you have to realize your goal isn't to try and kill your opponent, it's to, you know, what's my victory condition, and it's slowing the US down, not wiping their navy. And, you know, because if you kill these guys, other than the fighters, these units aren't going to really impact the game in terms of collecting more territory. So anyway, that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys next time for Germany 5. Welcome back. It's Germany 5. Let's take a look what Konradian did. So he bought more fighters, destroyer, and a complex. For combat, looks like he went after the battleship, and we got some pretty nice exchange there. Yeah, looks like he's in position to start taking the islands. Not a lot we can do about that. I wonder if I can take this out, actually. I have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Yeah. You say, well, probably not, but a girl can dream. Well, anyway, it looks like he bailed out of Russia, so let's buy a transport to start going into Africa and more bombers. Else I want to do with these bombers? Where do I want them to land ideally? Probably Caucasus. I mean, that should be more than enough to one-shot them. Maybe I don't want the fighters here. 1, 2, Where do I want those fighters? I'm not exactly sure where to position them. Kind of want them hovering near Berlin, but there's no way I can get there this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. I can go 1, 2. Yeah, no real safety zone for them, so. Oh well. maybe if that's the case, I'll just send these fighters back here. That way I'll have enough to wipe his fleet if he doesn't add more units. I think I'll add only one bomber, so I can... I'm a little indecisive here. Maybe I should have bought a tank to offload into in there. Maybe I'll just take one tank out and like blitz the tank here and then pick it up and drop it off in Libya. That might be the play. Well, maybe not. Maybe it's just hitting Egypt. I don't know what's the best play there. I guess I'm not too worried about him bringing that transport back there. He has nothing to pick up. Okay, that should make us pretty safe here. Maybe I'll have one unit back here. Yeah, I think I'll leave one unit in reserve here in case I want to retake Evenki. No, let's take these blokes and move them here. Suppose I can just move this guy here. My anti-aircraft guns really don't provide much use anymore. Not a lot of utility. If they don't provide utility, let's flush them down to... Let's start flushing all these guys over towards Africa and India, where the AA gun will have more utility. Okay, he actually does have like a 50-50 to retake Moscow, so maybe... I mean, it wouldn't make sense for him to retake it, but I'll add an extra infantry there to make the odds from 50-50 to like a 33%. But I wouldn't mind if, in fact, I'd probably prefer it if he retook Moscow so I could completely wipe out all the Russian units. hope he goes for Karelia, because that way we can trap him. If he's smart, he'll probably just go over this way, but it won't cause us too many troubles. Sometimes forget that the boat can actually pick up from here or there. Maybe this is the smarter way to do it. I can always just pick up from either... Well, I guess it's not smarter if I plan to hit Egypt. So let's leave that option open to ourselves to hit Egypt. And I don't need more units here. I'll just put one. I'm mostly going to want to try to hit Africa, take out India here, and then start whittling away on the US Navy. This should be pretty much a sure win here from the Axis side at this point. The US would have needed to take like all of the coast, have seas on all of these islands, and I mean the US is, well, they're not plenty strong, are they? Yeah, Germany's just too strong, and it's only going to get worse. We're going to quickly take Africa. We're going to build up a lot of planes to sink the UK fleet, and then they're just going to be sitting here buying units that can do nothing. Maybe they'll pop down a industrial complex in South Africa to delay the inevitable, but for all intents and purposes, this game should quickly parlay into a win. We got... How many fighters do I have now? I got 4 fighters. We have 8 planes now. And the UK is going to have to dedicate all of their money just to keeping their navy alive and isn't going to be able to cause us much trouble. Anyway, that's it for now, and I'll catch you guys next time for Japan 5. Alright, well, it looks like our opponent decided to throw in the towel after this turn, and I can't say I blame him. I didn't see a lot of hope for this. Well, that's interesting. It shows combat, but it doesn't show a combat move, which is weird. Anyway, yeah, there wasn't much hope for this position. USA is just way too slow on Japan. And once Germany takes Moscow, it just becomes a nightmare for the Allies. You know, they take India, and, you know, they start battling the US. They take all of Africa. They build up enough bombers to where they can just zone out the UK, because UK is going to be broke. Once it loses all of this, they get broke pretty quick. And it becomes incredibly difficult for the Allies to win unless they have a lot more traction against Japan, to where the US can immediately start you know, protecting India and other strategic points. But good game to my opponent. It was kind of a wild game of dice at the start, and thank you everyone for watching, and I love reading your comments, so let me know what you guys thought of this game, and I'll catch you guys next time.